So I took a couple of shots with the GFX, and I also took a few shots with the Mamiya 6. So yeah, going to be exciting to see what that looks like. Okay, first up we have the Fuji GFX, the XPAN crop 6524 versus the Mamiya 6 MF in its 5524 format. So as you can see here, you do lose a bit on the sides. They're still both panoramic and very cinematic. So the question is just how much cinema do you actually need? If you're anything like me, you've always wanted a Hasselblad XPAN camera. It's been my holy grail camera ever since I got into film photography a couple of years ago. But it's always been really, really hard to justify the price. We're talking about $5,000 for the camera, then just as much for a couple of lenses to go with that. So that was not really an option. And what I did instead, I was looking around for all the XPAN alternatives, but none of them would really deliver what I wanted until I found the Mamiya 6 MF. So MF stands for multi-format, so it's got a panoramic mode. You get a little adapter that you can shoot a 35mm film in a panoramic mode with. So that's really good. It's not as wide as the XPAN is, but it's still got the cinematic look to it. So it's about 2.2 to 1, whereas the XPAN is 2.76 to 1. So it's about 25% wider, which sounds like a lot, but you still get the cinematic feel from the Mamiya, I think. So I was out the other day, shot some samples, and you can decide for yourself if it can cure your gas or not. So let's take a look at that. So this is actually, I was out the other week. I made a video about shooting the Mamiya in square format that I got up there. And this one is all about shooting the panoramic format. So let's take a look. That's it. And now that roll is over. Okay, so I got the 50mm on now, and I usually find that the 50mm is the perfect lens to have with the panoramic adapter. Gonna change location, getting done with this place now. Did get some sun towards the end here, but I'm gonna find another place to continue shooting in the panoramic format, so come along. I'm gonna shoot the Mamiya 6 MF in a panoramic mode, and I thought while I'm at it I'll compare what the GFX in XPAN mode looks, so we can have like a side-by-side comparison. Now I'm shooting Kodak Gold in this one, so it's not going to be some kind of a film sim comparison or anything like that, but I think it would be interesting to see anyways what this one can do. The first thing that jumps out at me is how different the colors are. Just look at those blue cool GFX colors versus the Kodak Gold, which is like really, really golden warm. I do think the colors from the GFX are way more accurate to what I saw out in the field, but I do like the colors I get from the Kodak Gold. It's really interesting and very unexpected. I think this makes the case for why you should always carry a film camera with you when you're out shooting. It's really inspiring to see the colors you get from the Kodak Gold here, and it's not something you would easily do in editing after the fact. I think the film shots have a certain something that maybe the GFX shots doesn't have. It's got a certain pop and a glow that I think comes from the halation effect, amongst other things. I think it's especially clear when I compare these two shots here. It's got this kind of romantic 1970s Godfather look when the fog is glowing over with its halation effect. When I scan my film, I use Negative Lab Pro and the GFX as my scanning setup, and I try to keep it as basic as I can, only adjusting exposures and a few minor things. So which one do you prefer, the film or the digital? Personally, I'm undecided. I think they both have merits, but let me know in the comments down below which one you like the better. Also, do you think the Mamiya 6 MF's panoramic crop is enough, or do you really need the XPAN crop? Alright, so that was a ton of fun comparing these two cameras. My two favorite cameras, the Fuji GFX, the Mamiya 6 in panoramic mode versus XPAN mode. And I think it's going to be really exciting to see what it looks like when I've developed these. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed it, and please like and subscribe, and hope to see you around for the next one. I'm back at the studio, and I'm quickly going to show you how to get the 35mm film canister out of the Mamiya. So it comes with this little rewinder gizmo that needs to be attached at the bottom plate here. And then you should just be able to screw this thing in, or a little rewind lever that you flip out. Got to press this one to loosen the film. So I'm just going to do that. And in the direction of the arrow that we can see there. So it's like so. Okay. And when you hear a little ka-chunk, you can safely open the Mamiya. Just press the button, slide down on that little thing there. And there we go. Now you need to remove this before you can get this thing out. And this flurp here, it's usually like so. Take it out. There we go. Just take this one to the lab, which I'm going to do right now. You can find the Mamiya 6 for around $1,500, and then you're going to need a couple of lenses, and they're about $300–400 each. So it's not a huge investment, not cheap by any means, but not crazy like the XPAN would be. You also need to find the panoramic adapter, and that one costs around $200–300 as well. But after that, you're good to go. So I think it's not only a panoramic camera you get, and that's the good thing with it. It's also one of the best 6x6 square format, medium format cameras you can find on the market. And it also has a mode where you can shoot in 4x3, so you get a little frame lines, so you can compose in 4x3, which I think is pretty good. And I honestly think if Leica would have made medium format cameras, this is what they would have made. They probably would have made it in solid metal and would have weighed crazy amounts. But the quality is just as good as if it was made by Leica, and I absolutely love that camera. When it comes to cinematic panoramic formats, it's really hard to know which one is the correct one. So back in the day, there used to be Super Panavision 70mm, which so happens to have pretty much exactly the same crop as the Mamiya 6 AMF. It's a 2.2:1 ratio. Now there's also the Ultra Panavision 70mm, which is shot on the same film, but using an anamorphic squeeze that then gets de-squeezed up to 2.76:1, which so happens to be pretty much exactly as the XPAN format. So you can just choose how cinematic you want to go. Nowadays, if you're shooting IMAX in panoramic format, you would actually end up in a format that's 2.2:1, which is the Mamiya 6 MF format. So I think if it's good enough for Christopher Nolan, it could be good enough for you as well. So I hope that might have cured your gas, and pick one of those Mamiya 6 MFs up and give it a go, and save a couple of $1,000 in doing so. So thanks a lot for watching, and I hope to see you around next time.